Hey guys, what's up? It's JustJoeTV. Check it out. This is an article about the Russian deaths. Unexpected deaths of 6 Russian diplomats in 4 months triggers conspiracy theories. Several deaths have been described as heart attacks or a result of a brief illness by officials in some cases, despite evidence to the contrary. When Russia's ambassador to the UN died suddenly in New York last week, he became the 6th Russian diplomat to die unexpectedly since November, leaving internet conspiracy theorists trying not to spot a pattern. Vitaly Churkin, 64, was rushed to the hospital from his office at Russia's UN mission on the 20th of February after becoming ill without warning on his way into work. It was initially reported that Mr. Churkin may have suffered a heart attack, but following any autopsy, medical examiners said the death required further study. Media company Axios note that not only is Mr. Churkin's death unexplained, but it also remarkably similar to the deaths of the Russian ambassador to India on the 27th of January, the country's consul in Athens on the 9th of January, and a Russian diplomat in New York on U.S. Election Day, the 8th of November. The 3 other deaths were also labeled heart attacks or a result of a brief illness. 2 more diplomats died more clearly violent deaths in the same period. Russia's ambassador to Turkey, Andrei Karlov, was assassinated in Ankara. I'm killing it, but Ankara, at a photography exhibition on the 19th of December. And on the same day, another diplomat, Petr Polaskov, was shot dead in his Moscow apartment. Additionally, an ex-KGB chief, Oleg Urkovenkin, who was suspected of helping British spy draft a dozer on Donald Trump, was found dead in the back of his car on Boxing Day, 26th of December. Mr. Urvikin also was an aide to the former Deputy Prime Minister, Igor Second, who now heads up state-owned oil company Rosneft. Here's a timeline of the deaths since November. November 8th, 2016. On the morning of U.S. Election Day, Russian diplomat Sergei Kurvov, 63, was found lying unconscious on the floor of the Russian consulate in New York with a head injury. Initial reports said Mr. Kurvov fell from the roof and had blunt force injuries, but Russian officials quickly changed their story and said he died from heart attack. BuzzFeed reports police said Mr. Kurvov's death looked natural and quickly closed the case. But 3 months later, medical examiners are still unsure how he died. Additionally, the news site reports it being extremely difficult to ascertain exactly what Mr. Kurvov did at the consulate, according to the Russian language media. He may have been a consular duty commander, which means that he would have been in charge of prevention of sabotage, a suppression of attempts of security intrusion into the consulate. In other words, making sure U.S. intelligence agencies did not have ears in the building. The 19th of December, 2016. Russia's ambassador to Turkey, Andrei Karlov, 62, was assassinated at a photography exhibition in Ankara. The diplomat was shot in the back of the head as he made a speech by a Turkish police officer who reportedly shouted, "Don't forget Aleppo, don't forget Syria." On the same day, another diplomat, Petr Polaskov, 56, was found dead from a gunshot wound in his Moscow apartment. He had been shot in the head, and a gun was found under the bathroom sink, but little else is known about the circumstances of his death, which are still believed to be under investigation. Mr. Palashev served as a senior figure in the Latin American Department of Foreign Ministry. The 26th of December 2016. Ex-KGB chief Oleg Orakvikin, 61, who is believed to have helped the former MI6 spy Christopher Steele compile his dossier on Mr. Trump, was found dead in the back of his black Lexus car in Moscow on Boxing Day. Mr. Irvikin was a key aide to Igor Shekin, a former deputy prime minister and now head of the Rosneft, the state-owned oil company, who is repeatedly named in the dossier, The Telegraph reported. Media reports soon after his body was found suggested Mr. Oravkin had almost certainly been murdered, but it was later claimed he had died of a heart attack. A lot of heart attacks. 9th of January 2017. The Russian consul in Athens, Greece, Andrei Malanin, 55, was found dead on the bathroom floor in his apartment by another member of the embassy staff after he failed to arrive at work or answer his phone. A Greek police officer said there was no evidence of a break-in and the death appeared to be from natural causes. Mr. Malanin lived alone on a heavily guarded street. Further investigations are ongoing. The 27th of January 2017, Russia's ambassador to India, Alexander Kadakin, 67, died after a brief illness, according to India media, which quoted sources saying he had been unwell for weeks prior. Reuters report Mr. Kadakin died from heart failure, but few further details are known of the circumstances. The 20th of February 2017, Russia's ambassador to the UN, Vitaly Churkin, died suddenly in New York of suspected heart failure. A medical examiner suggested they need to carry out a toxicology test. So there you are, guys. There are six dead Russian diplomats in the past 90 days. You judge for yourself, but it sounds to me like somebody's doing some kind of in-house house cleaning or trying to figure out, maybe they all know something about some particular topic and they're gonna eliminate it. Who knows? All we can do is look to the future to see if any further deaths arise until we get the toxicology reports back and until we get more information on the circumstances. It's all basically hearsay. But it is a coincidence, wouldn't you say? So, for more news updates and stuff on stuff that not many really people talk about, It's Just Joe TV. Check out the website, social media, Twitter, Facebook. You know, check out our blog. God bless, stay safe, and remember, there's no name above the name of Jesus Christ. And remember, behind the scenes, us as Christians, we can't get mad at the individuals because they are only pawns to the real behind the scenes, which are these principalities and spirits of the supernatural that have been running the game for thousands of years. You ask, why would a person dedicate their life to a cause that they're never going to see fulfillment on? Well, that's because the spirit behind them has seen fulfillment, because he's been doing it for the past 2,000 years or 1,000 years. They're just pawns and tools that get moved around. So to direct all your anger and hate towards them is pointless. Pray for them, hope that something good happens to them. But pray for protection against this witch coven junk that's going on. And watch this Skywatch video episode. I'll put the link in the description of what they're talking about is actually going on and making a lot of people, whether you're Christian or not, feel uncomfortable. And the circumstances of their life are things are happening that are just making them feel more depressed. It's all this witch coven spell. Black magic is real, it works, and you can kill people with it. So check out the next video. God bless. See you.